Hello friends, my name is Mohsin Mullah and I welcome you all to this video lecture. In this video lecture, I want to talk about energy efficient drives of industrial automation and control. So far we have seen different aspects of the industrial automation and control, and finally it comes down to the various types of drives required to achieve the different types of operations required in the industrial automation. So in this particular video lecture, I just want to concentrate more on one particular drive, which is called as step motor drive. Now step motor, or more often called as stepper motor, is entirely different from the other types of motors that are available in the market. So it is different in the sense that it operates on the discrete control pulses, and also it rotates in the discrete steps, whereas the conventional electrical AC and DC motors will be analog in nature and they operate on the continuous signal and they rotate in a particular direction depending upon the magnitude and polarity of the supply voltage. But stepper motor usually operate in the discrete steps depending upon the applied discrete signal. Now this type of discrete type of nature of this stepper motor makes it very suitable for you can say interfacing with the computer as well as computer control of the motor, because the computer operates on the discrete signals, or you can say digital signals. So therefore this step motor drives are very popular drives in the application of industrial automation. So for example, it is mostly used in the CNC machine, where you can say the selection of the tool or operation of various tools requires sometimes open loop kind of operation in the discrete steps. So in such kind of applications, this type of stepper motor drive is most suitable. Now stepper motor basically is of two types. One is a permanent magnet stepper motor, and another one is variable reluctance type of stepper motor. One is permanent magnet, another one is various reluctance type of stepper motor. Okay, so now in this particular permanent magnet type of stepper motor we are going to consider, and we are going to see how the operation of this permanent magnet stepper motor is actually works, and we are going to see with the help of different switching diagrams as well as the movement diagram, and finally we are going to obtain a switching table for the same operation of the step motor. Okay, so now let us begin with the construction of permanent magnet step motor. So here I am going to consider permanent magnet step motor, in which specifically we are going to consider two phase, two pole permanent magnet stepper motor. So here permanent magnet can also be of multi poles. It just need not to be only two poles. It can have multiple poles depending upon the requirement, but for our principal understanding we are going to consider two pole and two phase permanent magnet stepper motor. Okay, so now here is the construction of the stepper motor. So basically what we see is there are two sets of coils here. So A1 and A2 is one coil, and B1 and B2 is the second coil, or the two windings. A1 A2 makes one winding, B1 and B2 makes the second winding. Therefore two phase indicates two sets of windings. It is just two sets of windings because these windings are actually applied by the DC voltage. They are not operating on the AC voltage, but they are actually excited by the DC voltage. Therefore why we are calling them as phase? Because they are two separate windings, that's why they are called as two phase. And here we have a permanent magnet which is shown in the center. It has got two poles, north and south, therefore it is two phase, two pole permanent magnet stepper motor. Okay, so now let us see the connection of this. So here A coil is, or A winding is wound in the series. So upper half of this is wound as A1, then the lower half is wound as A2. Now just try to understand the current when entering from one side in the electromagnet. So that side will be acting as the south pole and the other end will be acting as north pole, or you can say the current is leaving from this side, so therefore this end will be acting as the north pole. So this lower side is north pole, then this current is going to enter from here. So obviously this side has to be a south pole, and here the current is going to leave. So here it is going to be a north pole, and it will be back to the other terminal of the DC supply. So likewise, this electromagnet will act as one pole, and this electromagnet is going to act as another pole. But as only one side of that electromagnet is being used in the working principle, therefore only one pole is considered here, either this pole or upper north and lower south pole only are being considered. Similarly, for the second winding, so we can see that it is called as phase 2 winding. So here current is entering from this side, so obviously this side is going to be south and this side is going to be north, it is indicated. Then similarly here it is going to enter from this side, so it is going to be south, and another is going to be north. Okay, then finally the winding comes back and it goes to the negative terminal of the voltage supply. Okay, so when the coils are energized with the help of different switches, so the direction of the rotation of the motor will be decided, and also the switching sequence, how fast it is, depending upon that we can obtain the various speed of the step motor, or you can say number of steps can be increased in a given time for various applications. Okay, so now let us just try to understand the same construction, how it is going to work with the help of these switches. Okay, so basically it is going to be operated with the pair of switches here. So for the first coil winding A1 and A2, so just try to understand, there are 4 switches connected from Q1 to Q4 in order to make the current to flow in a particular direction, so as to obtain direction of the rotation of the step motor. So therefore let us say that if the Q1 is closed and Q2 is closed, so when Q1 is closed, the positive terminal will give the current from this side, and it will start from here Q1, and Q3 is open, only Q2 is closed, so it will first enter into A1, then it is going to enter into A2, then from Q2 it will again go into negative terminal. So like this the circuit will be closed if the Q1 and Q2 are closed. Similarly, when Q3 and Q4 are closed, so in that case Q4 is closed means the current is going to start from this side, positive terminal is here, so now current is going to start from this side, and it is going from first A2, then A1, then through Q3 it will go to the negative terminal if Q3 and Q4 are closed. So at a time any two will be closed, either Q1 and Q2 or Q3 or Q4. Similarly, for the second winding, that is B winding, so from which direction we want current to flow, so depending upon that we have Q5, Q6 operation and Q7 and Q8 operation. Okay, so depending upon the direction we can decide, so we can keep this like Q1 and Q2 will be closed all the time, and by changing the, you can say, switching positions from this second winding, we can obtain the change in the direction of the rotation. Okay, so depending upon what type of direction we want, either clockwise or anti-clockwise, in that way we can obtain. Suppose if this is closed with the Q1 and Q2 and this is closed with Q5 and Q6, in that case we are going to get the anti-clockwise type of rotation, and if Q7 and this is Q1 and Q3, and here if Q7 and Q8 are closed, in that case it is going to give us the clockwise rotation of the step motor. Okay, so the conventional direction will be usually anti-clockwise direction, but still we can obtain the clockwise rotation for the step motor also. So now we can see that operation with the help of here movement diagram. So here I have represented the different position of the permanent magnet when coils are energized step by step. So first this pair is for the A winding and this pair is for the B winding. So for all four diagrams you have to remember, vertical poles are A winding, horizontal poles are B winding. Okay, so now S1 equal to 1, it indicates that the first winding is given supply, it is turned on, therefore north pole and south pole is obtained, and 1 indicates, or plus 1 indicates that the direction of the current is as per the conventional direction that is shown. Okay, so if it is opposite, then in that case it will be minus 1. So now let us just say it is 1, so the current is flowing from A1 to A2. Okay, so in that case the switches Q1 and Q2 will be closed, so the direction is from A1 to A2, therefore north and south pole will be here, and in that case the two other poles are not yet energized, they are, therefore they are not going to operate as the magnets here. So therefore the permanent magnet which is having south and north pole will get aligned accordingly in the direction, in the magnetic field line of this north and south pole created by the phase A. So therefore it is vertically aligned. Now we want to rotate in the clockwise direction. So to rotate it in the clockwise direction, what we need to do is we have to make this side north. Okay, we have to obtain this pole as north. So this south will get aligned in the, we can say, resultant direction. So magnetic field direction will be resultant of these two north poles, because the windings are equal, electromagnets are equal. So therefore it is going to align at a 45 angle degree in between these two north poles. So that can be obtained by switching the second winding B, so in a particular way, so that we get north here and south here. Now let us see how we can obtain north here and south here. So to obtain north here and south here, so the direction of the current should be from this end. So it has to enter from here, this will be south, this will be north. Okay, so therefore we are going to get north here. So therefore it will be opposite to the conventional direction that we are considering. Okay, so therefore we are going to consider the second operation is, step 2 is with S2 equal to -1. S2 is for the second winding. Okay, so first winding we are still keeping same, we are not changing its condition north and south vertically. So by making S2 equal to -1, what we are actually doing is we are energizing the second winding, so in the opposite direction, that is Q7 and Q8 are closed. When Q7 and Q2 are closed, so the direction of the current will be from here. Okay, so it will enter from here. So first it will enter into B, and then it is going to come back to this. So therefore it is going to enter from B2 to B1. Okay, in the clockwise direction. So therefore this is going to get aligned. So now it has rotated by 45 degrees and it has come in this particular position in this second figure, you can see. Okay, now next we want to again make it aligned in this particular position. So therefore we have to adjust the, you can say, windings again, supply to the windings, so that we get the alignment here. So now this pole and this pole, so if these are switched off, automatically this south pole will get attracted towards north and it will be holding in this horizontal position. That is the next step. Another 45 degree rotation will happen from this side. Okay, and it is going to get aligned in this particular direction now by rotating by another 45 degrees if these poles are switched off. How can we make these poles are switched off? So we have to turn off the supply to coil A, or we have to make S1 equal to 0. So therefore here these two magnets are turned off, therefore the permanent magnet is aligned in horizontal direction in the poles created by second phase or B phase windings. Okay, so therefore still S2 is -1 because we have kept N here and S here, so it will be same. So this is the step 3. Now we want to rotate N to this side. Okay, so we have to we are obtaining the clockwise direction. So we have obtained from here to here, then next from again in the clockwise direction. So now again from this horizontal to, we want to obtain the clockwise position. So now it is going to be aligned in this direction. How it can align in this direction? If I make north here and south here. Okay, so in that case only it is going to get aligned in that direction. So to make this north and this south, what we have to do? Yes, we have to make S1 equal to -1. What it will do? It will make, instead of Q1 and Q2, it will make Q3 and Q4 to close. So when Q3 and Q4 are closed, what will happen? So the current will start from here and it will first enter into A2, then it is going to enter in A1, and through Q3 it is going to negative terminal. So because of that, the direction of the poles will be now opposite to that it was in the first case. So therefore this is here indicated S1 equal to -1. So now south is upper side and north is upper side. So here I just remove it because actually here there are no poles. In the next step these poles are created, therefore the permanent magnet is now aligned in this particular resultant axis between these two north poles or these two south poles. So you take in any way. Okay, so it is rotating in the clockwise direction only. Okay, so now S2 is still -1 because south is here, north is here. We have not changed. So in here we had changed it. Okay, s2 equal to minus 1. So here third step also we have kept it same, and in the fourth step also we have kept it exactly same. Okay, so it has been kept as it is, just by now changing s1 value we have obtained. Okay, so now this is only half position, this is not the entire rotation. So to get the entire rotation, again we have to do the switching and we have to get the entire rotation. So totally such 8 diagrams are required to get one complete 360-degree rotation, so that this south and north will again come back to the original position after going through all these steps in the clockwise direction. Okay, so in the step 4 it is aligned like this. So you can try to understand what we should do in case we want it to now align in this direction. So basically we have to turn off this north pole. Okay, so here only I am just trying to explain. So this north pole is when turned off, the south pole will get attracted towards this side. So therefore now it is going to be aligned in this vertical direction. Okay, so which is exactly opposite to this, because this side is south and this side is north, and here it is upper side south and lower side north. Now this south again we need to take it to the other side. Okay, so in that case what we should do? So for that case again the south should be attracted towards this end. So therefore the south should become north. Okay, so then it will come in the resultant axis and this will become south, and this will happen when we make this s2 equal to plus 1. Okay, so when we make this s2 equal to plus 1, it is going to align in this direction. Okay, so now next rotation is, this is the 5th step and this is the 6th step. Okay, then next is again we have to make it horizontally aligned. So therefore we have to turn off this. Okay, so we have to make s1 equal to 0. So when we make s1 equal to 0, in that case it is going to be aligned in this case. When s1 equal to 0, these poles are turned off, vertical poles are turned off, and it will be aligned in north and south like this. Okay, and finally to obtain it in this particular direction again, so this poles will be this pole will become north now. Okay, and that is s equal to 1, and here it will become s. Okay, so at that time it will be aligned in this direction. So this was the 7th step and this is the 8th step, and finally it will come back to the original position after the next step. Okay, so likewise the step in different steps the permanent magnet will be rotating, and thereby we can obtain the complete 360-degree rotation for this stepper motor. Okay, so here the same moment is represented with the help of a switching table that can be seen here. So in this switching table, the positions of the switches is shown on this first column. Okay, and different steps are shown horizontally in different columns, 4 columns. So in the first step what will happen, q1 and q2 are 1, and also q1 and q2 are 1, and other switches are 0, because only this is on. Therefore here it is s1 equal to 1 and other switches are off. In the step 2, s1 equal to 1 and s2 equals to minus 1. s2 equal to minus 1 indicates what? q7 and q8 are closed. Okay, so similarly in the step 3, so now this one is off, s1 is 0, and still q7 and q8 are engaged, therefore s2 is minus 1. Similarly in the 4th step, the direction of the first coil is reversed, therefore s1 equals to minus 1, indicating q3 and q4 are closed instead of q1 and q2. So therefore this is on, and likewise q7 and q8 are still on in case of 4th step. And later on you can go on drawing this in the second set. Okay, 5, 6, 7, 8 like that you can draw, and in that case you will get all these different positions of the stepper motor. Okay, so that rotor of the stepper motor, and thereby you will be understanding how exactly that switching will take place. Now how fast that switching is done, depending upon that we get the fast rotation of the stepper motor. And also this type of rotation is called as a half step motor, a half step rotation. It is not the full step rotation, it is just called as half step rotation. And here one step is equal to 45 degrees. Okay, so this is, you can say, one of the disadvantages, that it can only rotate by very large step of 45 degree. Okay, intermediate steps are not possible with the help of only 2 poles. Now to obtain the intermediate steps we have to go for more number of permanent magnet poles here. So as we increase the number of poles, so the step size will go on decreasing, and we may be able to obtain the, you can say, less we can say this step degree around about up to 15 degrees or 18 degrees is also possible. Okay, if you have a fixed number of, you can say around about 18 6 poles when we have, so at that time we may get around 18 degree of a step. Okay, so that remains as the calculation part, but otherwise the construction will remain exactly same here, except for the number of poles will be now multi poles. It is not just a single pole. Okay, sorry, it will not just be a two pole. So I hope whatever explanation I gave for this step motor, permanent magnet step motor, you are able to understand, and you will be able to once again go through the content and do the analysis yourself and get to the conclusion as I have got there. And I hope you will be able to prepare for your examination with this kind of approach. Okay, and if you like the content of this video, please like, and also you can give any suggestions in the comment section. I hope you will be definitely giving some positive comments so that I can improve upon the presentation skills here. Okay, so till then, happy learning. Thank you.